junior dragster to full-size truck, with the memories and adventures in between. We broke racing garage, where either our cars are broke or we are.
Hey YouTube, this is Corey Butcher and
Hunter Butcher
from We Broke Garage. We're going to do a small little segment here on my son, Hunter. We're going to talk a little bit about how he got started in drag racing and getting interested in cars and working on them and stuff like that. So we've got some questions we're going to ask him. He's going to answer them, and let's see how this goes. This will be our first time. Hunter, why don't you tell everybody where you go to school at? How old are you?
I'm 13. I go to Johnstown Middle School.
Johnstown Middle School. And what first got you started into liking drag racing or cars in general?
Well, you, Amber, I was just around them a lot, around them too much to not be into them. Saw the community in the drag racing. And
you remember the first time we took you to the racetrack? You was just a wee little kid, wasn't you?
Yeah.
You and your little brother was there just betting on races and whatnot, $1 here, $1 there.
Yeah. Ended up making $20 that night.
$20. Yep. That was long gone. So as far as, do you remember the first time we ran a, let's back up a little bit on the junior dragster thing. Started liking watching the junior dragsters quite a bit.
Yep.
Thought maybe that was something you could get into. You were, 9 years old, give or take, 10 years old? About 10 years old. And at that point in time, we didn't know if you were going to be really interested in it or not. You were kind of showing a little bit of interest, but the junior dragster thing is a pretty expensive hobby to get into for the kids, and especially if you don't know that if they're going to stick with it or like it. Makes it kind of tough to get into. But we had a great friend, Mr. Mike Smith,
Yep.
Who helped his grandkids all through the junior drag racing and NHRA over at National Trails. Mike offered up one of his spare juniors for Hunter to run, and we put that thing together and got him some safety equipment. We took him out to National Trails. And what was your first thoughts the first time you got to sit in that junior? Now, it was slow, right?
Yeah.
A lot slower than what you're used to now, but what was your first thoughts? First time you got to go down the track?
I was just happy to be there. Whether it was fast or slow, I was just happy to be racing.
It was a good time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That adrenaline rush, the first adrenaline rush that you have ever going down the track is something that always sticks with you.
Yep.
That's what they always say. It's in your blood now.
Yeah.
It's in your blood. You got bit by it. So you raced that junior for about half a season or so.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we got to surprise you for your birthday, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a big surprise. I opened up that trailer door and bright, shiny new junior.
So my wife Amber and I had ended up finding a junior that we thought Hunter could grow into a little bit. It's obvious at 13 years old he's not a small child. But luckily we ended up finding one with some help from my parents. We ended up going up to Buffalo, New York and picking up a junior for him. And we kind of kept it a secret from him. We brought it back. We stripped it all down, painted it. Mike helped us get a motor put on it. And we ended up surprising him with it for your, I believe it was your 11th birthday.
Yeah.
11th birthday. So we had a real good time with that. And it was still running slow. We were still trying to get him, into the consistency, I guess, so to speak, or repetition of making passes and what to do, and just trying to get him used to the car itself. The following year, we ended up stepping up to a little bit faster of a motor. Started running some 1090 stuff, and then last August is when we got the big bullet for it. We got the big bullet for it. He was still only old enough to run the 790 class, or I'm sorry, the 890 class. So we had some restrictors on it and whatnot. But the first time you got to run 790 with it, what'd Dad tell you? Pin your head back, huh?
Yeah.
Pin your head back. That was, I said, this thing is going to take off like you've never had it take off before. And boy, when we got to the end of the track to pick him up, his little hands was just a shaking, and it was a pretty neat experience. So, are you glad you got into the drag racing scene?
I'm very glad. I've never met a better community.
Yeah, you've made a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Made a lot of friends. You've learned a lot. Getting into the juniors has really taught him a lot as far as using his hands mechanically. It's honestly kind of boring for me anymore as far as the car goes, because he takes care of all of it. Once he gets done with a pass, he's cleaning clutches, cleaning belt, airing up tires, fueling the thing up. I mean, it's ready to go now. So it's been a real good time. We've had a lot of fun with it. You've got a lot of people to thank as far as helping you with the junior. Any of them specifically you want to give a shout out to?
Well, first, you and Amber and Drew Elliott. He's helped paint everything and helped with a lot of the engine stuff and body work on it. Mike Smith for teaching you a lot of stuff. Adam Wolf. I think that's it.
Aaron?
Yeah,
Aaron Johnson's helped us out a lot.
Jessica Johnson's helped a lot.
Yep. It's been a really neat experience for us, even as parents, to be able to become great friends with other junior parents. A lot of people that we will consider lifelong friends, just from being with them on the weekends, and a lot of people always say, you've got your regular family, you got your race family, and I'm telling you, that's 100% the God's honest truth. I know that Hunter, regardless of where racing takes us, Hunter's got friends that he'll talk to the rest of his life, just from the last couple of years of being able to drag race. Let's move on here, buddy. Let's tell them, what kind of junior did we get you?
02 Mike Boss.
We got you an 02 Mike Boss. Again, we bought it out of New York, Buffalo. He now runs 790 with it. He's competed the last 2 seasons at the Division III bracket finals for IHRA. He's won a few races in that thing. That's a pretty good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to win a race on my birthday weekend.
Yep, that was a heck of a birthday gift there, wasn't it?
Yep, last race of the season.
Yep. So aside from the junior drag racing, because we know you like to do that, but you also like to just go and watch racing or watch racing on TV. Motor Mania TV being one of them.
Yeah.
Who do we watch on Motor Mania TV all the time?
We watch a bunch of people.
Who's your favorite bracket racer that you like to watch?
I like Nick Pluniak, Nick Hastings.
Yep.
CJ Buckner, Raggedy Ann.
Yep.
There's a lot.
Watch Billy and Tommy and
Billy, Tommy, Allison.
Yep. Your favorite bracket racer's got to be Nick Hastings there, right?
Yeah.
Yep. He's your go-to man, and you actually got a chance to meet him at Quaker City this past year.
I did. I was lucky enough to meet him, shake hands. I even walked up to him in a dinosaur costume. That's a picture we'll never forget. There's not a whole lot of people in the world that's went up and talked to Mr. Nick Hastings with a T-Rex blow-up outfit on. But we like to have a good time, and he sure thought it was funny too. So, so that was a good thing. So, you're racing your juniors. You do have a pretty good opportunity school-wise. That may or may not happen. We're not going to spill the beans with that, but may put a little bit of a damper on our drag racing schedule. However,
myself, his stepmom, his mom, we all fully support school over racing. He's got the rest of his life to race, and that should go with any child out there. School only comes around once, and we're really pushing for his grades to be good before he can race on the weekends. Before we do any kind of maintenance or work to the cars, his grades have to be good. So next year's drag racing might take a little bit of a back seat, but that's something that's very important. We'll touch on that in another video. But we're very excited for what might show up in his future here very soon. But other than that, in our off season, it's cold outside. It's Ohio. We've been blessed to have this nice shop that's heated to be able to work on our projects. But why don't you tell the crowd what kind of project you got rolling here?
I got a 1984 S10 short bed single cab that I'm working on. We're going to put a 4A LS in it with a 4L60E.
Just kind of make a street and strip car out of it.
Yep.
And if we can, we're going to, as time allows, him to race here in the next year or two. Maybe instead of the junior, maybe we'll get him into some teen street races. Main thing is with that truck, you're doing the work to it, right?
Well,
Dad's here to assist you if you got any questions. But we got you welding not too long ago.
yeah.
So
fun opportunity.
Yep. So you're learning how to weld now. You've got some pretty good work done on the S10 so far as getting it all stripped down. And backstory on his S10, I own a mobile pressure washing business myself, and we went to do a job for a lady, and her husband had been building this truck, and unfortunately he had passed away before he was able to get the truck done and get it to the track, and we couldn't see it go to the junkyard. She was getting ready to move to Florida. She was auctioning off the house and had literally told us that she was going to be taken to the junkyard. So we went ahead and did a little trade for the truck and gave it to Hunter to be his first project. And the lady's name, I'll go ahead and keep private, but name of your truck's Tomcat. It's got a pretty special meaning to it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Hunter knows the backstory on it, and we still keep in touch with her and kind of let her know that the progress of the truck is still going on and whatnot. We're really excited to be able to send her some finalized pictures whenever we can get this truck done. As I've stated in one of our first videos, we don't have a lot of money. We don't have money to burn on these projects. Everything that we do is on a budget. We very rarely buy new parts because we can't afford them. We go and buy used ones. And that's a lot of the reason why we've chose to kind of put this channel up, is to show everybody that this stuff can be done on a budget. You can still have something that you're extremely proud of, and be able to go out and enjoy with your family and not put you in a poorhouse. So we've got a lot of work that we're going to be doing to this thing. We're going to be tackling a lot of jobs that even I've never done before, but we're going to do it on our own and kind of see how it goes, see how it turns out. But let's see what else we got. We got anything else we want to chat about now? So you got in at 9 years old, right?
Yep.
I believe in IHRA and NHRA, you can start getting into drag racing when you're 5 or 6. You got any kind of advice? You have any kind of advice for a young kid that's just getting into junior drag racing? Anything that maybe you can tell them from your 3 years of experience of running juniors?
Just don't beat yourself up over it. Stuff's going to happen. You can't control it. Just learn how to fix it. Get over it.
Parts are going to break.
Yeah. Stuff's going to happen that you can't control. It's just life.
You might lose a race, but that's okay, isn't it?
Yep.
You're going to learn something from every single pass and And I highly encourage you as kids, any of you that may be watching, get into cars. It's a rewarding experience. Learning how to use your hands, how to work on stuff. It's a really enjoyable time. So we won't take up much of your guys' time, but we kind of wanted to do just a little interview so that you can meet Hunter. You've already seen my ugly mug on here a couple of times, but we'll do some pictures and some videos of him running his first junior, then his second junior. We've got some pictures and videos of him working on his truck in here in the shop. So we'll get those put into the video, guys, and I really hope that you guys enjoy the content. Please feel free to share it, like it, subscribe it. I'm going to do a few of these videos to get this thing up and going. I don't like doing these videos. I'm not tech savvy. This young man's going to end up taking them over here as soon as we get some rolling. So if you can find it in your heart to hit that subscribe button and maybe share it with your friends and family or your racing buddies, that'd sure give him a bit of confidence to keep content rolling here. So we look forward to seeing you guys again. And I think the next shop talk is going to be women in drag racing. What do you guys think about that? Comment below. Take care, y'all.
Thank you to our sponsors: O'Reilly Auto Parts of Johnstown, Ohio; Hughes Equipment of Mount Vernon, Ohio; and Hot Shot Secret.